Welcome back to the 420 Tarot Lounge. My name's Friday, and I am your reader and host. So we're going to do a 7-card spread, and we're going to just be asking the general question. If there's any messages that Spirit Source God would like to provide through the cards for us to decipher. We're going to give the cards a cut here. I have already cleansed the space and meditated and lit my candle of intention. I'm going to have to put a new candle in there. Alrighty, Spirit Source God, messages that you are willing to bring forward through the cards for us to decipher. 5 of Swords. So the 5 of Swords, so there must be this is your energy. What you are, your obstacle is the 8 of Pentacles. Your solution is, there's 2 cards here. Oh, your solution is the Queen of Cups and the Page of Cups. Okay, so this next slot is a potential future. 5 of Wands. Well, this is a peculiar 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands. Could be a misunderstanding even. So this next position is the action or inaction to either claim or repel this potential future. Oh, there's no card there. The Magician. So there's that. I think we're going to need to get some clarity on that. Let's see what the shadow position is going to tell us here. What's the shadow position here, Spirit Source God? 2 cards. 6 of Wands, 9 of Cups. And the higher self, the spirit guides, the ancestors, the higher conscious of the viewer. What card do you want us to read from that position? The Hanging Man. Okay. And then we have the Fool on the bottom. Okay, so I do appreciate each and every viewer. And if you're enjoying my interpretation of the cards or just my channel in general, please give a like. And if you're so inclined, subscribe. I am trying to grow my channel. I am trying to reach as many people as possible. So I'm seeing here that there is maybe somebody that works too much, like a workaholic, or maybe somebody that uses work as a distraction from problems in their life, their home life maybe. This is not healthy, obviously. That's the way of escape. You're going to have, in order to get around those types of feelings where you feel like you need to take yourself out of an equation. Um, there can be many reasons for that. It could be maybe there's a lot of fighting, disagreements, but there's got to be if the relationship needs to, or you want to save the relationship, or you want to maybe even sever the relationship, even there's going to have to be some kind of heart to heart talk. There's going to have to be some kind of openness. Now, the Queen of Cups is generally reserved, but there's going to have the maybe the conversation needs to be emotionless. I don't know if that's. This internal conflict here, this is an internal conflict. And in order to resolve that, you're going to have to come up with some really creative ideas. You're going to have to, so your shadow self is influencing your need to work. It's fueling it by telling you subconsciously that you're doing a good job, you're making dreams come true, you are filling all your cups, you are doing all the things, you are doing all the right things. But I'm also getting the feeling you feel like you are constantly in a battle. Like there's your present self. You've just won a battle, and your future self potentially is going to be in some kind of other conflict, where that could be an internal conflict or an external conflict. But there's going to be lots of blame to go around, but nobody knows who to blame. They're pointing their fingers, but you really don't know who they're pointing at. Your higher self, your ancestors, your spirit guides, whatever it is that you want to call that that is above you, they are offering advice for a for you to take a moment or two, a pause, and really look at the type of mess that you're in, because really this is a mess. Your shadow self has you convinced that you're doing the right thing by working all the time. Your solution is one that would open up love and communication lines. Open up love and communication lines. There's a gentleness that I feel there. There's going to have to be some kind of spark, a clarity moment, if you will, on what is important, and uh, pushing your energy towards that which you feel is important. And I'm getting from here that you, in order to repel the conflict, you're going to have to convince your shadow that this energy here needs to be directed more towards the emotional attachments in your life. Because without them, there would be no work, if you will. So your work is the obstruction, but it is also required. So there's, I mean, I don't see a balancing card here, but I do see that there is a off center balance towards energy for material instead of energy for emotion. So, the insight in this reading is to find a work life balance. And if that's what you want to call it, there's got to be a balance. Sometimes you'll spend more time with your loved ones than you do at work. And other times you'll spend more time at work than with your loved ones. But you've always got to find quality, appropriate time. So if it's with your kids, do something with them at the park. If it's with your significant other, then make a date night. Um, make it intentional, just like you would if it was perfection in your job, in your career. I almost get the feeling that you're at the point where you almost feel like you've been beaten at this game, whatever the game is. but just a couple of different types of decisions, a couple of moments to stop and reflect, a couple of moments to understand the consequences of decisions and how it could positively or negatively impact your life or those around you. Recognizing that your shadow tends to favor the most selfish portion of your personality. Stoke it, want more money, stoke it, want more money, stoke it, right? Okay. So if you were to say the type of person that um, like to travel, this card could potentially be a chariot or a six of swords. And if these two cards were down here, I would say that you would be putting your dreams over your dreams of travel, over your family, over your loved ones. So I mean, it can work many different ways. This cheering on of the work, the reasoning why you're doing it. So you're going to have to get creative. You're going to have to communicate. Like I don't see, the only sword I see here is the five of swords, and maybe that was a blow up. And the blow up was because you worked too much. And your reasoning for working too much is your shadow saying, this is what we want. We need the money. So you got to keep going, cheer you on, right? Is there anything else you would like to provide for a spirit source, God? Okay, so this two cards here, Death and Wheel of Fortune. So there's an opportunity to grow from this experience. Grow from this experience. I think there's two ways to approach this. One is to just walk away from it, like go back to this. And the other is to confront it head on so that you can work on transforming it into something better, transforming it into more possibilities, more, or in maybe even in depth, more in depth relationship. So this is a work-life balance, I'm feeling, type thing. Like maybe you travel for your work, or maybe you're a type of job where you're called away legitimately. Because I don't see any deception here like that. Then we have the Hanged Man again, and the Queen of Cups. Oh boy. Okay. So, and then we have the World on the bottom for that. Okay, so There's the magician is showing me that there's an opportunity for improvement. In order to make the improvements, there's going to have to be a recognition that there's two energies here. There's going to be there's going to have to be a recognition that two people have to work at it. Two people have to engage. Two energies have to engage. And I think regardless, so this conflict, if you do nothing, it goes one way. If you do something about it, so open up these doors of communication, whatever that is, this conflict can be different, but I feel like it would then be temporary. It would be a tool to push forward progress the relationship. There's patience needed here. Patience, understanding. You'll see here, this Queen of Cups is facing this way. This Queen of Cups is facing the opposite way. So it's almost like there's a communication there. The potential for resolving the differences. So resolution could be kiss and make up, or it could be I want a divorce. So the resolution is going to have to be one that is not taken lightly. It's going to have to be a no joke, no, seriousness. So the shadow here needs to these energies need to be redirected into resolving this conflict. So we have the Hanged Man in two places. So this is your higher self, your whatever, telling you, look at what's going on. Look at the mess you're making. And this Hangman, and so and with this Hangman, you have the option to undo the chains. Okay. And run away, I guess, if you want to put it that way. But your higher self is saying, take a new look at what's going on. Look at the mess. Where this hangman is more, feel like a patience, a pause, understanding. So this has got to be your frame of mind. And there's like this transformation. This transformation can go either way. It can go to happily ever after, or two people in love kind of thing, or it can go the opposite route. Either way, it's going to be the end of that cycle. There's going to be something learned within this little bit of turmoil, if I can call it that. So you've got to make the decision on what you want. And then once you've made that decision, you're going to have to direct your shadow, the energy of your shadow, to the right direction. So that's your reading for today. My name's Friday. This is the 420 Tarot Lounge. I am the Prism Walker, and I do appreciate you stopping by and staying this long. If you enjoy my interpretation of the cards, please go ahead, give a like, subscribe if you're so inclined, and I do hope to see you back again. Namaste.